Hi guys, it's Dan here from AMAX Automotive. Today coming to you with a video on diagnosis and repair of fault code p2646, which is very common in a lot of the older Honda vehicles now. We're starting to see this common problem quite frequently in our workshop. Just a few little diagnosis tips and hints. So I've got a little bit of stuff here today on the bench just to show you sort of what's involved in, or what can be the common causes of this particular issue. First thing, the most important thing to check with these Honda vehicles is engine oil level. Now, if you're using a poor quality engine oil or the wrong viscosity, wrong weight oil in your car, so we typically run a high-tech oil here, a good Australian oil and also filter, that will cause a majority of the problems. You'll notice it will set the code if you're using the wrong oil or a cheap filter that has got a blockage or is not flowing correctly. So yeah, oil level is the first thing to check, along with the weight of oil from the last service, or if you've topped the vehicle up, or if it's using oil. Second to that, any good diagnostic procedure should entail an oil pressure check as well. Obviously, this circuit runs off of oil pressure and uses oil pressure to function. So, secondly to that, make sure you've got good oil pressure. Thirdly, there's a range of diagnostic tests you can perform on the valve assembly itself. So whether that's in car with a diagnostic tool such as an Autel or G-Scan, or many others out there that have a diagnostic function for enabling the valve and the control of the valve. We basically more or less done that and just ruled out any issues with the valve assembly itself. This is just a spare we keep here. We've always got one in stock because they are pretty common for failure. Thirdly, wiring problems. Now, with this one, it's a little bit harder to check. It's sort of at your, you say advanced technician to auto electrical scale of things. Anyone worth their salt that can drive a multimeter should be able to check for this. It's just basically a matter of just checking the resistance between the plug, from the back of the plug back to the computer. Grabbing yourself and obtaining a factory wiring diagram is crucial to ensure you don't probe the wrong wires or do any damage to any other electrical components. Now, what we've found with a couple of them now is, and it is becoming more common, is the plugs are starting to break down. So the pins in there are starting to basically move about, and it's something you cannot buy from Honda now, unfortunately. You cannot get these connectors anywhere, and obtaining the right size pin is also becoming difficult. But if you have a good wrecking yard in your area, they are commonly used in pretty much all model of Honda, this connector. So whether it's on your early B series through to your H series, and from the early, say, 90s, up until mid to late 2000s with the K series, you can basically more or less obtain more pin connectors and plugs that way off of a wrecked vehicle. If not, it is, like I said, it is getting difficult to find this particular connector, and there's not really too many other ways around it other than fitting a properly fitting connector to the oil pressure switch. And there's a lot of confusion around the valve body itself and the functions and what it actually is, what it actually does. What you have is you have an oil pressure switch which sends a signal back to the computer to tell the valve basically more or less to be open or shut, and then you have the solenoid which actually directs the oil flow. So it's as simple as that. There's nothing more to it. Yeah, so if you've got any questions or queries in regards to P2646 or P2647, don't hesitate to either A, give us a call on 51609984, or give us hit up our website or Facebook page, and we're always happy to help. All right, bye for now.